can't believe it's actually time to do the last TBR of 2024. That feels absolutely crazy to me, and to be honest it makes me feel a bit stressed because there are so many books I wanted to read this year that I haven't got to, and now I'm probably not going to have time to get to all of them. And also I am behind on my reading goal. My reading goal for this year was 100 books. So far I am not on track to reach that. So I'm not going into this TBR with like the best feelings about this year of reading and the books that I've read, but at the same time this is my first full year of doing booktube, and I'm so grateful that I started this channel and I have met so many lovely people. These TBR videos are always so fun for me to film, and also you guys seem to really like them as well. So they will definitely be continuing in 2025 in some kind of format. I'm not sure if it will be always a TBR gel or if I might mix it up a bit. This year I did a couple of blindly choosing my TBR and that was really fun, and again you guys really enjoyed that as well. So maybe that will also be making a comeback in 2025. Before I start picking this TBR, let's have a little reflect on last month's TBR. Honestly, this might be one of the worst I've ever done on a monthly TBR. I don't know why, I just have not followed my TBR at all. I have read 2 books from my TBR. One book I am like 50% of the way through, but I'm not going to finish it by the end of the month. I do still have a few days left of November when I'm filming this, but I'm not currently reading any of the books that are on my TBR, and I'm not really planning to before the end of the month, so I doubt I will really make any more progress than this. So yeah, not a great month for November for my TBR. Hopefully December I will do better. Let's just see. So as always, I'm going to be using my prompt jar. There are not that many prompts left in here. I'll definitely need to do a refresh of prompts next year, so if you have any prompt ideas please do let me know in the comments. I'll be doing 8 prompts and I'll be picking from my physical TBR but also my Kindle library. I have really found, especially like the second half of this year, I've really been gravitating towards reading more books on my Kindle, which is great because to be honest it's a better financial option for me, and also I'm just trying to be mindful of overconsumption in terms of purchasing books. So I do still have my physical TBR and I will always have a physical TBR. I do like having books physically and buying them, it makes me happy, but I'm just trying to not do ridiculously massive hauls and buy books that end up sitting on my TBR for years because I am actually not that excited to read them. So I'm just trying to be more mindful in the books that I purchase, but I'm definitely due a good book shopping trip probably in the new year after Christmas. Let's just get into the prompts. Oh, okay. First prompt is a book on KU. So I'm just gonna have a look on my phone at my Kindle library. There are honestly so many books on Kindle Unlimited that I would like to read. Now, do I go for a romance? Because I have so much romantasy specifically on here, but I just really don't have that many romance books on my physical TBR, and the ones that I do have, I feel like a lot of them are quite summery vibes, so they're not really right. So do I just get a romance straight on the TBR, or do I just stick with what I know and love and go for romantasy? I don't know. Okay, this is a bit random, but I think I'm gonna go for Underlock by Mariana Zapata. I love Mariana Zapata books, and this is one that I've not read, and I have not read any of her books in 2024, I'm pretty sure, and it was on my list to read another Mariana Zapata book this year. So I think that's what I'm gonna go for. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I've had it downloaded on my library for such a long time, so I'm gonna go for Underlock. And also her books are always really slow burn, and I just find them like a good comforting read, so I think that's like a really good read for December. I don't know what this one is about. Is this the one that's like about bikers, or is it like the tattoo one? I'm not sure, but all of her books are slow burn romance. I've enjoyed every single one of them that I've read, so I'm excited. Okay, that is our first pick. Prompt number 2. We have free pick. Wow, the jar is being very kind to me this month. Okay, free pick, what do I want to go for? Okay, I think for this I'm between 2. I'm between either reading Gold by Raven Kennedy. This is one that I didn't get to this month, but I did only recently finish the book before this in the Play to Prisoner series, which is why I haven't got to this one, and that one took me such a long time to read. But I do really want to finish this series by the end of the year, so I could choose that one to help me with that quest. Or the other option is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This is a book that I really wanted to read during autumn or winter, so I feel like it needs to go on my TBR soon, otherwise I'm not going to get to it. As I said, this is the Play to Prisoner series. This is the 5th book I think now in the series. It's a romantasy series, a King Midas reimagining, but I loved the first 3 books, and then the 4th book I just found really slow and a bit boring, and I feel like I've heard that this one is similar, so I'm not desperate to pick it up, but at the same time I really need to just get that series finished. This one is a fantasy, and I think that she has a romance with death. I think it's like a bit of a gothic fantasy romantasy. I think I'm gonna go for gold because I do really want to leave this series behind in 2024. I'm not sure that I'm actually gonna manage to do that, considering I have that book and then also the last book that I need to read, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay, prompt number 3. Okay. I have got sister chooses. Oh, okay, my sister that is more likely to respond is at work. So I think I'm gonna have to pick another prompt because she's just not gonna respond, unfortunately. And my other sister doesn't know anything about any of these books and will also be working, and I don't know whether she will reply in time. She's not the best at replying. Yeah, I'm gonna pick another prompt, I think, for prompt number 3. Okay, we have highest rated on Goodreads. Now, my Kindle Unlimited library is not on Goodreads, but that's fine. I think all of my physical TBR should be on there. Okay, let's go into want to read. Oh, it's already sorted by average rating. And the top one, okay, we have A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Trout. This was also on my TBR for this month and I haven't got to it. This is the first book in the Flesh and Fire series, which is like a prequel series to Blood and Ash, but you read them intertwined. You're supposed to start this one after the 3rd book in Blood and Ash, which I have read the first 3 books in Blood and Ash. I really enjoyed the first 2, didn't love the 3rd one so much and wasn't sure whether I wanted to continue on with the series, but I've heard such good things about this prequel series that I want to give this a go, and then I'll see where I go from there. This again is a romantasy series. I do really want to read this, but the main reason that I just didn't get around to it this month is it's quite intimidating because it's quite a long, thick kind of book, but it's going on the TBR, okay. I'm glad I picked a romance for that Kindle Unlimited pick because those 2 books both like intimidate me to read. Okay, what's next? This is number 4, yeah. Oh no, that's so hard. We have 5-star prediction. The only one here that I think would be 5 stars is Just for the Summer, and that's really sad, but like I don't give books 5 stars very often. I don't know. Some of these are part of series and I think that like the series as a whole could be a 5 stars, but I don't know that I'm thinking any of these particular books. Like Caraval, for example, I think I could love the series, but maybe not the first book would be 5 stars. The other one that I'm maybe thinking is The Dagger and the Flame, but I feel like I've heard fairly good things, but not amazing things. Just for the Summer is the one that I think definitely could be 5 stars, but it's just that I obviously don't want to read that in summer. Do I go for Jane Eyre? Like this could definitely be 5 stars, but at the same time, it could not be because it's a classic, and although it's a classic for a reason and I love the story of Jane Eyre, I don't know if the writing, because of how old it is gonna give me 5-star feelings, if you know what I mean. Going to have to go with The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. I don't know why, but this one just could possibly be a 5 stars for me. It says, in a deadly game of revenge, the most dangerous mistake of all is falling in love. That sounds good to me. Yeah, fiery enemies to lovers romantasy. It could be 5 stars, and I also have the special edition with the sprayed edge there, which is cute. Okay, that's 4 books chosen. Let's go for number 5. Most recent book on TBR. Now, if we are talking physical TBR, The Dagger and the Flame, I think, is the most recent. And then I think I have Ghostsmith and Throne of the Fallen, which I also bought fairly recently. If we're talking about Kindle Unlimited, then the most recent one is The Ever King by, who is that by? I can't see the author name. L.J. Andrews, which is the first book in the Ever series. No, the first book in the Ever Seas series. What do I go for? Like, I literally downloaded that the other day, so that is technically the most recent book on my TBR, but should I go on physical TBR? I think I am gonna go for The Ever King just because that is the most recent book that I have downloaded to my library. As I said, I'm trying to really use Kindle as well as my physical TBR, so I don't want to discount Kindle. It is just on Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't buy it, but I did download it and it is taking up one of my very precious spaces on my Kindle Unlimited library, so I think it counts. So this is prompt number 6. God, no. Start a new series. I already have 3 books on this TBR that are starting a new series. Do I go for a romance? Because I could go for Mile High by Liz Tomford, because I do really want to read that series, but I am put off by Mile High because lots of people DNF'd it and didn't like it, but love the other books in the series. We're gonna go for Mile High by Liz Tomford. Again, I've had this downloaded on Kindle for such a long time, and everybody loves that series as a whole. As I said, a lot of people don't love the first book, although some people do, but people just love that series, so I think I'm gonna go for it. Okay. I'm really losing track. That's, I think, 3 physical, 3 on Kindle. So this is prompt number 7. Also, sorry about my hair in this video. It's like half dry, so it's not looking amazing. And also because I'm using a ring light, it's making my hair look really blonde. Okay, we have title starts with the first letter of this month. I'm assuming we're gonna count December because this is my December TBR, even though we're in November. So I need one that starts with D. Nothing on my physical TBR. Let me have a look on Kindle. Okay, I also do not have anything on Kindle. So what do I do here? Do I just pick another prompt? I'm running out of prompts here. I like that prompt as well. I think that's a fun one, but unfortunately, it just didn't work with D. Should I try it with N because we're in November? Do I have any N's? I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Not feeling great about this, but at least I have an N for November. 9th House by Leigh Bardugo. This has been on my TBR for so long. I'm just so scared to read it. I don't know why. I think this is kind of a fantasy, I think, in a dark academia setting. Is it a bit of like a murder mystery, I believe? This just really intimidates me, but again, I know lots of people really like this series, so it shouldn't intimidate me, but it does. I think whenever a book's been on my TBR for a long time, in my head it's now built up to such a big thing and it just feels really intimidating, even though it shouldn't. Like, I've read a Leigh Bardugo book before. It wasn't hard to read. This is not like a big thick book. Dark academia is not really my genre of choice, but I don't have anything against it, so I don't know, should be fine. Right, how many have we done now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is our last prompt. Oh, we have boyfriend choosers. We couldn't do sister choosers because, as I said, my sister was at work, but we can do boyfriend choosers because he is working from home. I can hear him typing away right now. Ollie, you've got to choose a book, the last book for my TBR, please.
Well, how do I know what's already been picked?
Nothing on here. You can choose anything on there.
So, assistant to the villain. Shout out The Office. Yeah?
What do you mean?
Dwight Schrute. He always says he's assistant regional manager. And Michael says, no, you're assistant to the regional manager. That is definitely an Office.
No, it's...
Guys,
it's
that is
not.
100% a shout out to The Office. 100%. And I bet if you Google Hannah Nicole Mayer, you'll find out that she likes The Office.
Okay, really did not expect him to choose this, but okay, at least it's a nice, quick, easy read. This is a fantasy romance, but make it a comedy. I think that's kind of like, it's like a rom-com version of a fantasy. I think it will be easy and fun to read. I don't predict that I'm gonna love it. Obviously I could be wrong, but I don't know why. I don't predict that I'm gonna love it. Okay, so those are the 8 books on my December TBR. Let's run through the ones on Kindle first. So we have Under Lock by Mariana Zapata, Mile High by Liz Tomford, and then we have The Ever King by, I've forgotten the author's name again. In terms of physical TBR, we have Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. We have 9th House by Leigh Bardugo, The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle, A Shadow in the Ember by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and Gold by Raven Kennedy. So that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching this video and also all of my other TBRs if you have watched those as well. Let me know which books you would like to see me read in reading vlogs. Please don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to see you in my next video. Bye!